This was one of those, I wonder if I can.
Yeah. Well, you have a lot of those.
Yeah.
You usually can, like Nightmare Grinds, Wakasashis.
The Nightmare Grind is aptly named because that thing is a nightmare to grind.
Yeah, I watched you do it. It was a nightmare to watch somebody grind it.
Well, see, if you're just doing a nightmare chisel grind, that's not a problem. It's when you're doing a nightmare grind on both sides of it. You got your hollow, you got your flat, you got your convex grinds, and all needing to meet at the same point, so you've got symmetry from the left to the right side of the blade.
Right.
And so your grinds actually, your cutting edges actually look symmetrical when you look at them. Excuse me. That's one of those little OCD things. That's one of those knives where you set a price for somebody on, that special order it, and when you're done with it, you're like, I should have charged more.
Talking about custom knives, when people kind of, I don't want to denigrate or anything, but, people can kind of nickel and dime you on custom knives. And
they can.
I don't think they really, some people, not all, some people understand custom knife. They understand what goes into it, and because I had no idea, honestly, until I started interacting with you, and especially when I saw what went into making a knife. I mean, and plus it's a knife that's designed to your own personal specifications and or up to a point, and then you kind of see that vision become reality. And or you do actually, and but I mean, there's a lot of time and toil and precision. I mean, it's an involved process.
It is,
and it's totally worth whatever people charge.
Usually, the people that nickel and dime you, it's usually their first custom knife.
Yeah.
The people that have been into custom knives for a while, they have a better understanding. They have a better understanding of time frames.
Yeah.
When you tell somebody that's never bought a custom knife before that it's going to be 6 months, a lot of times, first-time buyers, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
They're like, well, why am I going to give you a 50% deposit and I'm not going to see a return for 6 months? Usually the quickest answer is because you're not the only one I'm making a knife for.
You have that axe?
The what?
The collaboration.
No, it's already shipped.
Oh, that's right. You shipped it. Yeah.
I shipped it day before yesterday.
All right. Well, you have to send me some pictures of that so I can put them in.
Definitely.
But you've come along, and I have some footage I've already shot, but you've come a long way, I think, in a very short span of time.
I think there's several factors that's involved in that. First and foremost is that I believe God has blessed me. And I'm not saying that to put myself up on a pedestal that what I'm doing is divine work. I'm just saying that, my relationship with God's very important. It's a very important part of my life. And I believe because that I put Him first in my life that He's blessed me. I'm not saying that, He's given me money or He's given me fancy cars or none of that stuff, but I believe He's blessed me to be able to do something that I love to do, and blessed me with the skills to be efficient at it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
The other thing is my personality traits. Okay, first of all, my organizational skills suck.
They do.
They do.
Yes.
My wife will attest to that.
I concur.
And you can concur. But it's organized chaos.
Yeah, well, you know where everything is.
I know where everything's at. If somebody walks into my shop and I tell them to get something, they'll spend 30 minutes looking for it. Yeah. I'm like, dude, it's right here.
It's under all this other crap.
Yeah, and I know that's where I left it.
That?
Right, it's under 5 pounds of sandpaper. But I obsess over details.
Yeah.
I'm tenacious. I don't give up.
Yeah, it's obvious in the work that you do, and I think that's a good thing.
it's been a kind of strange progression because the first knives I made, everything had a mirror polish. I obsessed over mirror polish, and I still make mirror polished blades. It's just now they actually cost more instead of less. It used to be that I didn't charge any more for a mirror polish and stuff like that, but now I realize that my time's worth money. But and now I'm happy with a nice satin finish. And it's function, but it's still beautiful.
Yeah.
But like I said, I still do some heirloom grade knives that, kind of disappear when you put them in a wood pile. But it's been a strange progression, but it's been a cool progression, I've got knives all over the world now,
In less than 2 years.
In less than 2 years. And the things that make me happy is when I hear a customer say, I use this knife every day. I've got a guy over in England, great customer, great guy, and he'll send me emails. Man, I'm using my backpacker in the kitchen every day.
That's awesome.
And
you're going to start making folders.
Yeah, I am making folders. In the process of making folders.
Right. I'm excited about that.
I'm excited about it too, and I've attempted it before, but I didn't have the machinery to achieve the accuracy that was needed. And it's one of those things. If I can't achieve the accuracy I need, if I can't give the attention to detail with the equipment I'm working with, I put it on a back burner.
Yeah, you can't.
It's not forgotten.
That's like George Lucas, man.
Explain, sir.
He couldn't do the first 3 movies first.
True.
Because the technology wasn't there.
Right.
So he waited.
He waited.
He put those on the back burner.
And then chose bad actors to do it. I mean, it's pretty bad when Jar Jar Binks is the best actor.
Come on now.
Christian Hayden? Or
Hayden Christensen?
Hayden Christensen.
We're not dissing Hayden. We don't want to hate on anybody.
I'm not hating.
Ewan McGregor was awesome. He was a great Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Because he was like snide and, just kind of super pious Jedi.
Yeah, but I pulled this. Watching it, I pulled this whole Austin Powers thing, going moly. I'm fixated. How did we get off on that?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, the whole George Lucas thing.
Yeah. Segue. That's okay.
Segue. Yeah. A segue that chased a rabbit hole and took us to Wonderland. But yeah, folders. I'm actually taking my Mini Hunter design and converting it to a frame log.
Ooh.
And it's a little bit bigger. It's kind of somewhere in between the size of the Mini Hunter and the Tack Hunter. Yeah. Okay, well the Mini Hunter's like 6.5 inches. The Tack Hunter's 9 inches. The first frame log that I'm working on is about 8.5 inches. It's got about a 4-inch blade on it, 3 3/4 inch blade, about a 4.5-inch handle, somewhere in there. But it's it's going to be a good beefy size folder. But I also have plans on doing my Mini Hunter in the same size as a frame lock. Is something you can slip into your pocket. It's not going to be too heavy. It's going to have like a G10 side. I'm going to have the titanium frame lock side.
Nice.
Right now I'm working out the mechanics
I want one.
of that. Yeah, me too. I'm working out the mechanics of that, and then once I get the mechanics worked out and all the little bugs worked out, I'll have the materials water jet cut, and then they'll go into production, which there seems to be a lot of people excited about that idea. Well, I think the idea of having a folder that really is a high-functioning folder appeals to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean,
way more than fixed blades.
I mean, it's something you can slip in your pocket.
Yeah.
You don't have this big, bold, serial killer looking thing strapped to your side, which, most days I've got a little Mini Hunter strapped to my side.
Yeah.
But, it appeals to a lot of people, and, there's a lot of people out there that are into the tactical knives, which are cool in their own right, but, to me, they're not as high functioning as they could be. They're built like tanks. They got great mechanics. Chris Reed's Sabenzas, probably one of the best engineered frame lock folders there's ever been. And he's got time tested to approve it. But I think the blade geometry could be better. That's just my personal opinion. It's nothing against any of them. It's just I've got my own ideas about how a knife should work.
Right. Well, that's what makes
them different.
Yeah.
That's what makes it cool to own a Sabenza, to own an SNG Strider, to own. They all do what the creators designed them to do.
Yeah.
And I've got my ideas about what I want to create mine to do. And I think a lot of people can get on board with that.
I want to beat the crap out of mine.
Voided warranty is okay with me.
I'm a functional guy. I'm functional. I don't care.
That's
I
me.
don't care.
As long as it works good.
Yep.
And there's a couple guys out there making folders now with those same ideas.
Yeah.
You've got Gavco, Michael Gavick,
Yeah.
making his little EDC folders, and
he's been doing it.
he
what,
just
a
started
little bit
making
longer
folders.
than you. Or?
He's been making knives. Maybe a little bit longer than me. He's been on YouTube a lot longer than me, but
yeah.
He's been making knives for just a little bit longer than me. He's just started making his frame locks and stuff, and they're a real high performance, high functioning frame lock, and Kylie is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And
that seems to be the progression.
Well, like he told me to begin with, he said you can have the prettiest knife in the world, but if it don't cut, you've just got a knife-shaped object. If you're doing what you love, then you've never worked a day in your life, and that's where I'm at, and that's really awesome.
You got something in your beard.
Do I?
Right here. Let me get it. Wait.
Have I got bugs trying to make a...
Let me stroke it just a little bit. There. Does that feel good?
Yeah.
Let me scratch under the chin.
Yeah. Let me scratch your chin.
Thank you, man.